This episode of Tudor, I Hardly Know Her is brought to you by VinylMePlease.com. Every month, get exclusive vinyls specially made for Vinyl Me Please with exclusive artwork, lyric books, and even cocktail recipes delivered right to your door. To sign up, go to joinvmp.com/Tudor. That's joinvmp.com/Tudor. You gotta give it a solid.
Oh, that's so gross.
Like a spit shine.
I really like flu season. It gets it nice and phlegmy.
Oh, God.
Oh, hello and welcome to another episode of Tudor, I Hardly Know Her. I hope none of that makes it into the episode.
I hope all of that makes it into the episode.
Knowing you guys, it will.
No, it won't. Jeff cuts everything.
Cut it
All
out.
the good stuff.
Jeff doesn't think we're as funny as we think we are.
No, I save it for myself later.
Jeff's got.
You don't actually listen to the episodes, do you, Emily? Because Jeff just takes us out completely.
You know, these episodes are like 10 minutes long, right?
Jeff's just got a saved audio roll of all of the outtakes. It's like 45 minutes of utter nonsense.
I imagine what Jeff does is he just leaves in his funny jokes and has cuts of us laughing.
We are not hilarious. Is it egotistical to listen to my own podcast?
You listen to
I
your
listen to
own
last-
music?
I almost never listen to the podcast, so that's my secret shame.
I do, but I think it's quality control coming from me.
I have to listen to it.
Many times.
Wow, you make it sound like a chore, Jeff.
Oh, I know. Have
Jeff
to listen to us be
secretly-
funny?
You gotta
Who-
listen to this podcast.
Awful.
Get to
Ugh.
hear his best friend's voice.
I have to spend once a week talking to the two favorite people in my life? Jeez.
It's the cats.
I just talk to Poe and Tetra all day long.
Hey Garrett, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Well, we're currently in Disney World.
Oh, I'm really jealous. I told you to take me, and you never gave me the info.
Well,
But you're here with us right now. Can't you see?
yeah, we're all
oh,
sitting
yeah,
together
through the magic
in
of
the.
radio, anything is possible.
Look, Mickey's joining us, but because of strict rules at Disney World, he's just not allowed to speak.
I'm the mascot of Evil Corporation. Huh?
We are not currently in Disney World, but when you guys listen
At the
to this,
time
we will be.
of this release, we'll be in the middle of a Disney park.
We're coming to you from the past.
Which one are you going to first? Are you just going to Disney World?
Yeah, so we are getting for the first day we got an extra ticket, but we're gonna do park hopper, so we can go from park to park. So the first day we're just gonna go to all of them and just kind of explore because we're waking up at like 4 a.m. and our flight takes off at 6, and then we'll get there around 10 into the park. So we're just gonna hop around and explore that day and not really try for anything. And then our first full day there, we're doing Animal Kingdom. Then the next day is Magic Kingdom. Then the next
Epcot.
day is Epcot. And then the final day is Hollywood Studios. So
Okay.
it's going to be a fun time. We're so excited.
For our listeners who are curious about what our planned itinerary is
they're
for...
going to stalk
So
us.
if you guys are going to be in Disney, you can stalk them.
Yeah. Meet you there, guys.
You guys, we're famous enough for stalkers. This is amazing.
Aw, I wish I had a stalker.
I'm your
We've really
stalker.
hit the big time, you guys.
Somebody threatened me. We're famous.
Oh, he's outside my window doing things to himself.
Ew. Mac, go away. That's going to be a fun
I thought
surprise
Mac
for
was
him.
there. You got me all excited.
You know, Garrett, I am very upset because Mac pointed out that we missed an amazing opportunity. What was that?
And that opportunity is...
No, hold on. We were just talking about someone being outside the window, and Jeff and I just heard something on the window.
Oh, my God.
Mac is really outside. Okay. We missed an amazing
That ties
opportunity.
in, weirdly enough, to this episode.
Jeff, add the X-Files theme throughout the entire thing. No, seriously. I think that's totally allowed.
No,
Okay.
do Unsolved Mysteries. I like that one more.
Do both of it. Unsolved Tutors. That show is so good. Okay, wait, hold on. Let me finish. It was pointed out to me that we were talking about the Glencoe massacre, and we should have made a joke about 4 for you, Glen Coco.
You know, I was on Facebook and I liked the cracked.com page on Facebook.
Yeah.
And they were talking about I believe it was the Black Dinner.
Yes, I saw that recently too, and then I was like, oh crap, we're not original.
Damn.
Oh well, we're still cool.
Whatever.
Now cue the X-Files / Unsolved Mysteries music. God, that show was so good. This ties into this week's episode, guys. Unsolved Mysteries.
I don't know how.
Unsolved Mysteries was a sheer delight.
I never watched it.
Was. I only liked the ghost ones, though. I didn't like when they were missing persons.
I just realized, guys, it's as of the day this recording is released, it's September, which means it's basically October, which means it's Halloween, which means we can do our ghost episode.
Ooh.
I think we first pitched that in January. I am pumped.
Have we been doing this long?
We've been doing this in October. It'll be a year.
Oh my God.
I know. Happy.
Wait, really?
Wow, we're so old.
I know. Guys, I love this podcast.
It is really fun.
Yeah, it's going on a little bit too long.
No. Don't.
Just kidding, Em.
Don't leave me. Okay. This week's topic was pitched by a fan. We are discussing Tudor conspiracy theories.
Did they really pitch it, though?
The government forced
I
it.
love conspiracy theories and
Do
the
you?
strange and the unknown and like, did this really happen?
Do you have a
People
favorite?
say this happened.
Do you
All
have
that stuff.
Do you have a favorite conspiracy theory?
Roswell.
The lizard people that run the elite.
Also,
You
yes.
know, all I know about that is that lizard people run the elite. Is there any sort of backstory to that, or is it just literally lizard people?
I'm just visualizing lizard people wearing suits, just like in a conference room.
I'm picturing the
ruling
lizards from
over
Doctor Who.
everything. Oh yeah.
Also, that's the Illuminati. That's the Illuminati, Jeff.
I'm thinking of Gorn from Star Trek.
Hey, I was just reading trivia about Gorn.
I think that's what everyone thinks of when they think of lizard people.
Lizard people.
Bones did a C-section on a Gorn, and apparently those little suckers bite.
Yep, that is true.
Hey, nerdy trivia. Okay, Jeff, you said Roswell's your favorite conspiracy theory?
Yeah, I actually like that one. It's not just because of Futurama.
That doesn't... Roswell's that ends well. I don't feel like that's a conspiracy theory. I think it's just true.
It can't be a conspiracy theory if it's all true.
Let's see. I would say my favorite conspiracy theory is none of them. I don't buy into any of it.
You don't believe in aliens or ghosts, the paranormal? Or
I don't think,
one-
but I don't think those are conspiracy theories.
Paul McCartney died.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a bizarre one.
Okay, so for those
I
of our
like
listeners who don't know, there's a conspiracy theory that Paul McCartney died after having recorded just 1 or 2 albums, but he was so quintessential to the Beatles that he was replaced by a guy who looked exactly like him, and he wrote songs and put hidden meaning in the songs to show that he was not the real Paul McCartney.
Yep.
Which, guys, that's actually perfect because that ties in to a theory about Queen Elizabeth.
Ooh, yeah.
She was actually Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney was Queen Elizabeth. I'm just imagining.
Live or let die.
What's the way you sing it, Jeff?
Chicken pot pie.
There we go. That's my favorite.
I'm sure that gets really annoying when he's making chicken pot pie.
Chicken.
No, that's a Weird Al song. He wanted to do it, but this is actually real. Paul McCartney said no because Paul McCartney is a very heavy believer in vegetarians, and so he didn't want a song about chicken pot pie.
Oh yeah, that was his
Tofu pot
stipulation.
pie.
That was his stipulation for being on The Simpsons, was that if Lisa went vegetarian, she had to stay vegetarian.
Correct. 'Cause
Oh.
Welcome to Paul McCartney. I hardly know her.
Yes. God, that should be really fun.
That'd be
I
a
could see Jeff
cool.
doing a Beatle cast.
I could talk about Beatles for a long
Ooh,
time.
Beatlecast. I like that.
If it's not a thing already.
We'll make it a better thing.
No, this is actually our podcast about the character from Zelda.
This is about Beetle the Bard, right? Bye.
Sounds I never want to hear before I die.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, do you actually want to talk about Tudor conspiracy
Especially
theories?
these Tudors. We're
really
like
do.
10 minutes in, and we haven't yet to actually bring up Tudors.
Hey, they're all relevant. It's all elephant. Okay, so let's start with Paul McCartney was Queen Elizabeth. This
Then
is
there's your fake Henry fact of the week.
see,
King
like
Henry was
all of this.
John Lennon.
Okay, I'm trying to decide. Do you think? Okay, I'm actually gonna start in the time, like through the time period, instead of like going random person to person.
You know what? You know what is a good conspiracy theory that all these like celebrities that have died are still alive.
Like
Like,
Elvis.
it's such a simple classic.
Elvis
one,
was
but
in the
but
back.
I like it a lot.
Like Elvis was in Home Alone.
No, he just died.
Tupac,
went home.
What'd you say, Gare?
Elvis and Tupac, guys like them.
Who's that? Andy Kaufman.
Oh, I
Ooh,
forgot
yeah,
about
that's a
Andy
good one, too.
Kaufman.
Everyone still thinks he's alive.
So where's Henry VIII?
He's frozen under Walt Disney World, of course.
He's actually still alive.
Of course, he is Walt Disney. That's your fun fact. Henry VIII discovered the
He
joy.
created Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
That's why Henry VIII wanted so many children. Okay, guys, let's start from the beginning. Timeline wise. Got it? Got
Okay.
it? Good.
Got it.
Cool. Okay. So, when Henry VII came to the throne, when he murdered Richard III, who sucked, he didn't murder him. He destroyed him in battle, and it was awesome. I was there. There. So when Henry VII was on the throne, after a couple years, this dude called Perkin Warbeck popped
I'm
up.
sorry, what?
Perkin Warbeck.
Like the restaurant?
Fucking Warbeck.
Perkin Warbeck.
I'm Daddy Warbucks.
Warbeck, not Warbeck.
Daddy Warbecks.
Ew. Now I'm picturing that bald guy's head on top of a tiny child's body.
That's called a baby, Emily.
God damn it. So a kid named Perkin Warbeck was like a teenager, and he popped up and was like, hey, you remember how Richard III murdered those two kids in the tower who were his nephews who should have been king? I'm one of them. So womp bum do 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 do. I'm gonna do that after every one. Prepare yourselves. So he popped up and was like, hey, I'm the legitimate heir to the throne. And he actually got quite a following. And Henry VII spent a total of $10 million trying to end this pretender to the throne. Ultimately, he was beheaded. But he got pretty damn powerful.
It's a really expensive beheading.
It was a golden guillotine.
Shit.
No, it was
You
like
think you'd lead off with that one?
no, it was $10 million, like raising armies to fight the armies who fought for Perkin Warbeck and all that shit.
Okay.
Okay. Some of these are so good, guys. Most of the conspiracy theories focus on Anne Boleyn and Queen Elizabeth. I can't wait to get to the Queen Elizabeth ones. First, let's start with the Anne Boleyn conspiracy theories. There was one that, you remember how I told you there were rumors that Henry VIII had slept with Anne Boleyn's mother?
Mhm.
Yeah.
One rumor around that time or afterwards was that he slept with her mother, but then Anne was really his daughter. So there was some super incest. It gets better. It gets so much better.
Is that better?
No. There's worse / better than this.
He slept with her father too.
No, you're gonna love it. So then there are all these rumors about Anne Boleyn, all these theories about her that were proposed 100 years later that actually really upset me. 3 of them have to do with her looks. First, she had a 6th finger. She didn't. Second, she had a snaggletooth. And third, she had what was called a wen, or a mole, a large one, on her neck. Now, the thing is, those were all marks of witchcraft, which she was, of course, accused of.
She's a witch. She's got a wart right there.
Yeah. So she was accused of witchcraft. But the thing is, these things, having an extra digit on your hand and a mole, those were signs of witchcraft in that time. So, like, why would the King of England ignore that?
I kind of like the 6 finger. It tickles.
It tickles in all the right ways. Garrett, are you still there?
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
Okay, cool. Just didn't hear you. And then, of course, there's the whole she slept with her brother thing. So, again.
Oh, that's true.
Fuck off. Get out of my podcast. Get out of my podcast.
Emily, that was proven.
I will bite. I don't know. I don't have a threat.
This is really
Well,
weird.
listeners, welcome to the final episode of Tudor. I hardly know her.
Emily bites everyone.
She did not sleep with her brothers, guys.
Just cuddled.
I hate you. I hate
A
you.
lot of heavy petting.
You suck.
Yeah, a little bit.
And
No, that was him.
guys. You suck so much. All right.
Wah, wah.
This is a really good one. There's another conspiracy theory that Catherine Howard was actually Anne Boleyn.
Gasp.
Huh?
So the theory, the story behind
After
this.
Anne Boleyn was headed, he just put her head back on and they kept her around like we get
He
Bernie's.
controlled her like a puppet. He invented sunglasses, put them on her, and just carried her around.
Weekend at Henry's.
Okay. We haven't done this in a while. Weekend at Henry's.
That's what Jeff just said.
Ah. That's that's brilliant.
But like, I'm picturing Anne Boleyn with a stitched up Frankenstein neck and glasses, but she's wearing that blue puffy jacket over her Tudor gown.
Oh my god.
No, not quite. So the theory is that Henry actually still loved her, and so he couldn't bear to behead her.
Bless you.
Thank you. So he couldn't bear to behead her, so he sent her into exile. And then he married Jane Seymour and Anne of Cleves. And then afterwards, he's like, those two were so boring. I need some excitement in my life. So he called back Anne Boleyn. But he's like, shit, you're supposed to be dead. Quick, be Catherine Howard.
He was even real original with the name, too.
Be your own cousin.
I already got a bunch of stuff with the name Catherine on it. It's all right.
So I really, really like that one. Okay, so now, I think that's it for the Anne Boleyn ones. Yeah. So then there was a theory that when Henry VIII died, so what are you smiling at? You look like you're ready to tell a joke.
I'm just still thinking about that whole Anne thing.
Weekend at Henry's.
Yeah. I love that image.
I'm gonna make that. Oh my god, I just pictured Henry VIII with the flock of seagulls haircut. His stupid little hat is just resting on top of those tucked in curls. Okay, so when Henry VIII, in his penultimate year of life, he went to France and was battling there, and he left Catherine Parr in charge. And he actually named her in his will as the regent over his son, the protector, Lord Protector over his son, Edward, if he were to die. So he did that, and then he obviously made it through France, and then he redid his will. So when he died, it actually took a couple of days for the counselors to name anyone. So they believe that Henry VIII's will actually named Catherine as the Lord Protector, who would have had say over how Edward was raised, and she ultimately would have been in charge of the country. But the counselors didn't like that, so they rewrote his will for him after he was dead, and that's really why it took 3 days for them to announce anything. So I don't know how much that one's believed. I just found out about that idea, but that one's not as fun as the other ones. I can't wait to get to Elizabeth. I'm so excited to get to Elizabeth. Okay, Garrett, remember when we talked about Queen Mary and the Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary?
Yes.
Okay. There is a theory that actually comes from Queen Mary being very vain. And it was said that over the years, the story was twisted so that she liked to bathe in the blood of young girls to stay young.
She did it?
But,
She
who
did
doesn't?
not. I mean, that's like my weekly ritual, but...
I like to change it up from time to time.
I mean, if you're not bathing in the blood of children...
How do you think Patrick Stewart still looks so amazing?
It's Earl Grey and blood.
It's a very simple combination, really.
He goes to the blood
It's
bank.
an old family recipe.
Yeah.
Those British. Hey, Garrett, you know how I like books?
Yeah, you never shut up about them.
That's true. They're amazing. And you know what always frustrated me was that I was wasting valuable book reading time in a stupid 30-minute commute to and from work. That's an hour of booklessness that I could have remedied.
Don't be bookless, Emily.
Yeah, you want to know what I did? I got Audible. Audible is an amazing, amazing thing. I tried it out a couple years ago, and I have been hooked ever since. Once a month, I get a brand new audiobook. Occasionally, I get more if I decide I need more. But it's just such a great way to fit in an extra book in my life.
So what kind of books do you listen to, Emily?
I kind of listen to everything. I listen to history, biographies. I really like listening to crime novels on audiobooks, but they have everything. You can find almost any book on Audible. One of my favorites was I just finished Catherine of Aragon, The True Queen by Alison Weir. She's got her whole series coming out on audiobooks, and you can find it on Audible, guys. And you want to know what's even cooler?
What's cooler than that?
We can offer our listeners a free 30-day trial and get them hooked. They have over 180,000 titles to choose from, and you can listen to it on your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or any sort of MP3 player, including your Zune. I know you still have that.
You know, I was going to make a joke about the Zune, and then I was like, she's not going to mention the Zune. And then you mentioned the Zune.
Do I know you or what?
Too well.
If our listeners want to get a free 30-day trial of Audible, they can just go to audibletrial.com/Tudor. Again, that's audibletrial.com/Tudor, and you get a free 30-day trial and an audiobook. So check that out.
And yeah, like you think, audiobook, I can blow through this pretty quick. Audiobooks are super long. Like that's so much content that you're getting for that free trial.
It's wonderful. I'm obsessed with it.
It really is.
So if you love reading and you want to find a way to fit another book into your life, go to audible.com. Get a free trial, 180,000 titles, and you'll be happy. Okay, let's get on to the best conspiracy theories of all. All right, I'm going to just start with the best one. Elizabeth I was a man. So
we've talked about this one, haven't we? Kinda.
Probably. Okay.
Because if there's one thing Henry wanted to keep secret was that he had a male heir.
No.
Oh.
She's pulling a reverse Mulan on us.
Whoa! Let's get down to business.
Classic trick.
To defeat the French. Okay, so this theory is that when Elizabeth was 10 years old, she caught the plague and she croaked, and two people in her house.
To put it lightly.
Yeah, she kicked the bucket, died. What other ways of saying died?
No longer more.
No longer
She
more.
ceased to decease.
She ceased to exist.
Oh, this is a whole Monty Python sketch, and I'm trying to remember it.
But I'm also thinking of Emperor's New
Bought the
Groove.
farm.
She's flew the coop.
I'm also thinking of Emperor's New Groove.
We're going a different direction.
Going in a different direction, downsizing. All right, I'm going to interject, guys. Go watch Emperor's New Groove because that movie is so funny.
It's so good.
It still holds up to
It's
this day.
freaking hilarious.
It's weird thing about it's going on like a 15-year-old movie.
No, it's not. Shut up. I'm young.
It's weird thinking that it's a good David Spade movie.
Yes, that's true.
That's the real mystery here.
That's a real conspiracy theory. That David Spade was not actually in that movie because it was too good.
Because he was dead the whole time.
It was Chris Farley.
That was Chris Farley the entire time.
Okay, so
David Spade is just Chris
good.
Farley that lost weight.
looks real good.
okay, so the theory about Elizabeth being the man, she kicked the bucket, croaked, yada yada yada, and her governess Cat Ashley and some other guy, I'm assuming his name was Edward, were
Duh.
nervous that Henry would accuse them of treason, having let his daughter die, the daughter he didn't want to acknowledge for a long, long time. So they freaked out, went to the local village, picked up a random boy who looked like her, and put him in a dress. And then they were like, good enough.
Father,
I'd like to
it's
imagine
me,
that when they're shopping
Elizabeth.
for candidates, so they're like, you there, boy. We need you to become royalty. He's like, oh, I get to be a prince.
You're almost there.
Grandmama,
Really?
it's me, Anastasia. By the way, pretending to be royalty is treasonous. So they jumped out of the fryer and into the what is it? Out of the
frying pan into the fire.
There we go. That's what they did.
And then out of the fire into the lava.
So
Guys,
they
remember the one rule about breaking the law while you're in charge of things? It's only treasonous if you get caught.
that's from Hercules.
That's from
If-
King Richard III.
if it's good. So they put him in a dress, and then they were like, okay, just pretend for a little bit. And he's like, how long is a little bit? And they're like, well, women
How long do
die.
you live?
Women die
How
in
long you
their
got?
30s, so just like 15 more years and you're good. However, so the theory is that it was never truly revealed. It explains why she never got married.
Or had kids.
It explains why she always wore a wig and heavy makeup.
and why she loved going to plays so much.
And it also, you have no idea. And it also explains she said that no autopsy was allowed. And apparently, because Bram Stoker believed it, it's got to be true.
Wait, what?
Bram
The Dracula
Stoker?
guy?
Yeah. He straight up believed it. So I actually found a website dedicated to this. So the whole thing, like, she never got married. I guess we can just forget about the whole fact that she, had a father who killed a lot of women. And she also had a stepmother who died in childbirth, so I can understand being afraid of childbirth back then. And the wig and makeup, let's just assume she was shallow as fuck, just like her parents.
Just like me.
Hey, random fun fact. Anne Boleyn's hair was so long she could sit on it.
Huh.
It was
Yeah.
very comfy.
It was like a cushion for her tushy.
Cushion for the tushin.
So Bram Stoker believed it. Don't know why. I guess he just was nuts.
Why that's supposed to be important to this?
I don't know, but that
either.
was literally a supporting fact of Elizabeth being a man.
You would
was
hope that if Bram Stoker believed anything about Elizabeth, is that he believed she was a vampire.
That'd be like us someone talking in like 200 years about, Stephen King believed this one really random conspiracy theory. Good to know.
Okay, wait. I got to talk about Stephen King quickly. So Trump blocked him. So he has responded not in kind, but every time he talks on Twitter, he says, "Except you, Trump." And my favorite one is when his show, Mr. Mercedes, when he was talking about the movie It coming out in theaters, he goes, "Everybody go see it except you, Trump." And I just love that level of pettiness.
I saw that too. Kudos to Stephen King for being incredibly petty on
To
Twitter.
Stephen King.
By the way, go see the movie It.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. We're not getting paid for that. We just really want to see it. Okay.
Yeah, when
So-
does that come out?
Like a week.
September 8th.
Yes.
Mm.
So the Friday after this airs,
Yes.
get your friends, go see it.
Do. Okay.
Everybody
Someone
likes
take
to
me to
float.
go see it.
If you come down, we'll go see it together.
You mean it?
I'm serious.
Watch the
Well,
miniseries together.
If you can wait to see it, then I'll go see it. with
When
How
can
about
you?
that?
Well, you have to come down quick because you know movies don't last long in theaters anymore.
That's true.
So I have to be within a month.
Okay, we'll figure it out.
Yes, we will. Okay. So not only was Elizabeth a man, but she was also a hermaphrodite.
Of course.
So
Typical.
according to this theory, she was either born with both parts or neither parts,
She was a Ken doll.
or
He was a
both.
Ken doll. I'm sorry.
We don't know. So that's supposed to support why she never had children. The thing is though, like she was. People spied on the queen a lot, and then they had reports about the state of her bed sheet. So when she started her period, people would know. You know, like that's why we know.
Announcement through the land. I'm especially the guy with the bell, just like
He just-
dingling.
I mean,
Here's
carrying
the thing
the
about
bloody
conspiracy
sheet.
theories. Like, if you really think they were going to go with a conspiracy theory like that, don't you think they would commit to it? It's like,
Apparently.
oh, there's no blood, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy. The thing is though, like we know Mary, her sister, had a ton of issues with her period. She wasn't regular. And so, like, why wouldn't we know the same thing about it? It's just ridiculous. It's so funny. Like, I love how far some of these things go. Like, she was a hermaphrodite.
She was one of the lizard people.
She was a lizard
Oh
person.
my God,
Okay.
that's the other crazy Henry fact. They're all the lizard elite.
There's also a theory that Elizabeth had a child with Thomas Seymour. He was the one who married Catherine Parr. So there's a theory that she had his child and then hid it
Under the dress.
behind her penis
Tucked away where no one could see it.
and a vagina she didn't have.
Exactly.
This works.
Man, this conversation is really going classy right now, by the way.
No.
Hey, look, as long as we're not being disrespectful, and I don't think we are. So is it a hermaphrodite if you have neither parts or if you have both parts?
If you don't have either, you're an angel.
If
According to
you're
movie
He's got a
Dogma.
point.
if you're Kendall,
I don't know. This is, and look, if we're saying anything that may come off as offensive to anybody, we apologize.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
remember, we don't know what the hell we're talking about.
okay.
Problem is, yeah, this is just us not knowing anything.
According to dictionary, a hermaphrodite is a person or animal having both male and female sex organs or sexual characteristics, either abnormally or as the natural case, as the natural condition. Also, part of the reason that she was supposed to be a man was because she gave a famous speech that said, "I may have the
Look
body
at my
of
dick.
a meek woman, but I have the heart and stomach of a king." Oh, wait, no,
And the
sorry.
penis of a king.
That's supposed to support her being a man. The thing that supports her being a hermaphrodite is because she was apparently masculine in nature, meaning she was powerful.
I may look like a woman, but
I
I
look like a man.
You guys need to stop with your cute little references, okay? I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah, but that makes you laugh.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so far we have that Elizabeth was a man. Elizabeth was neither a man nor a woman. Elizabeth was both a man and a woman. And
At this rate, it seems like the conspiracy theory is that Elizabeth is a woman.
that
Like,
would be
did
the
you know
biggest
Elizabeth
twist of
the First
all.
was a woman? Get the fuck out of here.
Oh man, I just want to make a movie of like about Queen Elizabeth and just have it be played by a man. Queen Elizabeth I, starring Benedict Cumberbatch. But not like have any explanation for it. Just have him playing the role like just straight.
Wait, does
Like
he do like?
Shakespearean style?
Yeah.
Does he do like a high femme voice, or is he
No,
like
it's just straight Benedict Cumberbatch
No.
in wig and makeup.
No, he's in falsetto the whole time. I want that movie.
Hello, I'm the Queen.
At this point, we're just making Mrs. Doubtfire too. God, rest Robin Williams' soul. I want that movie.
Oh my God.
Robin Williams as old Queen Elizabeth. Holy shit, guys. That'd be a good one.
Hello.
Hello.
First look at the woman, I'm already having hot flashes.
Okay, so here's where it gets really good with
Oh, this is when it gets
this
good?
is when it gets good.
Oh, man.
So, there's a theory that she was Shakespeare.
What?
Yeah.
Man,
There's
that
a
Will
theory
movie,
that
that
she was-
Will show is really off.
There's a theory that she was William Shakespeare. She actually wrote all of his sonnets and plays and whatnot. There's a theory that she gave birth to Shakespeare's child.
Were they close?
It gets better. And then there's a theory that, okay, so this is called the Prince Tudor II theory. It's got a name, so you know it's a legit conspiracy theory. Did I just say it's got a theory? It's
Sure.
got a name. It's got a name, so it's definitely a good conspiracy theory. So, this theory says that the Earl of Oxford was actually Shakespeare, and that he and Elizabeth were lovers, and they had a child. But also, Oxford was Elizabeth's child, so he was his own son's half-brother.
So what does that make us?
Absolutely nothing.
Oh,
Thank you.
So that would essentially mean Elizabeth slept with her child, who was Shakespeare, and gave birth to his brother/son. Got it?
okay.
Okay.
Huh?
I know. I think even
Yeah,
Game
sure,
of
whatever.
I mean,
This-
back then it makes sense. That's normal.
How I never understood. I feel like we need to get,
This is my father, brother.
This is my sister, brother. Isn't Casey's girlfriend really into conspiracy theories?
Correct.
But does she believe in them, or does she just like them because they're ridiculous?
Also, yes.
Okay. So what I'm curious about is, how do these theories come up? Like, how do
People
you
are
make the
bored.
stretch of
Well, they use the ye olde internet.
Elizabeth banged Shakespeare, who was also her son? Like, where does that come in?
Fanfic.
What if they're all right? What if every conspiracy theory is right?
It's all facts.
The moon
Then
landing wasn't real.
I
The
don't
earth
like
is
that one at all.
flat.
I hate that theory.
My favorite one is the thing online where I'm sure it's made up, but I still think it's hilarious, where somebody said, there are many around the globe who believe the earth is flat.
There are dozens of us.
There are
Dozens.
Yeah,
of us.
that's a good one. Hey, Emily,
Hey, Garrett,
you know what I need?
what do you need?
I need some cool, nerdy swag for my desk. Like, my desk is completely barren. There's nothing cool here. Like, I need something good.
I have an idea.
Uh-huh.
You should check out Loot Crate.
Loot Crate? What's that?
You get a big box of awesome, nerdy swag every month. It's a subscription-based service, and you can get a box of really awesome, nerdy things that will surprise you every month. It's a different theme, and you get exclusive loot, so things you won't find anywhere else.
I bet they're not going to have anything I like.
What do you like, Garrett?
Well, you know, I'm into really niche, nerdy things like Marvel, DC, Star Trek, Star Wars,
surprisingly,
things that nobody really know about.
They have all of it. They've got Deadpool, Alien, Star Trek, Harry Potter, whatever your little nerdy heart desires, they have.
Okay, but how do I sign up for this little loot crate?
Well, all you have to do is go to trylootcrate.com/Tudor, and you can even get exclusive savings by entering the promo code BRIDGE10 to save 10%.
I think I'll have to try and sign up for this loot crate.
I think that's a really great idea, Garrett.
Okay, one more time. What was that address?
Trylootcrate.com/Tudor and enter the promo code BRIDGE10.
Well, all right. I think I'll go do that right now.
Please do.
Loot crate. Get it. Loot it. Love it. Buy it.
Conspiracy theories, man. Okay, wait. I got one more to end my Tudors. This actually has to do with the show. So, someone suggested that in the show The Tudors, Jonathan Rhys-Meyers, not Jonathan Rhys-Davies, was cast as Henry VIII, and he was a super attractive man, and they kept him attractive basically throughout the show, even though from the end of season 2 on, he should have been a bloated,
Since
fat,
1536.
ugly. Yes, he should have been a bloated, fat, ugly mess. So the theory is that he was cast as Henry VIII because Henry VIII couldn't see himself as a monster and as he truly was until the end of his reign. It's ridiculous. And the reason I bring this up is because somebody posted that on Reddit, of course, and the best response I saw was, quote, "My theory is that most of the audience would rather see an attractive young guy screwing a bunch of hot chicks than a historically accurate representation."
I mean, they're not wrong.
They're not wrong.
I'm just visualizing fat bastard though in the show, just like having sex with all these really gorgeous women. It's good to be king.
Oh, gross.
Ugh.
I'm not grossed out by. I'm just grossed out by fat bastard. I think he's just the.
All those
Fat bastard
prosthetics.
is big and beautiful.
What'd you say?
I said, fat bastard is big and beautiful.
He looks like he's got a vagina on his neck. Like my Scottish accent.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Did
Sure, all
Austin
our
Powers movies still hold up?
No, yes, and no.
The first one
ti-
does.
I
Okay.
mean, they don't have timeliness jokes. It's just about like,
It's all spoofing just old James Bond.
yeah, but it's like, you know how humor goes through different phases? Like what was funny in the 60s would not be as funny now, and what's funny in the 2000s is not funny now. And to be honest, it wasn't then because it was just Will Ferrell taking off his clothes and screaming. But I think it's like that, where it was just like the time period allowed for
It was
that
just
kind of
so
humor.
huge at the time. Like
It
it
was
was like
huge.
it
I
was like
remember-
such a majorly quoted movie all the time during its.
Welcome to
Right.
Austin Powers. I hardly know her.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
God, we talk a lot about movies.
I wonder why. 600 and counting.
600 and what were we
Are
at?
you guys going to have another fucking argument about how many movies you have?
No, but I can't remember what we were at last time. And we added like 10 or 15 since then.
Any good
So,
ones?
I'm
The
done.
Brady Bunch movie.
Yes, everybody watched the
That is
Brady
such
Bunch
a good
movie. Sure, Jan. I'm out of conspiracy theories.
I don't believe that.
Already?
Or
I think you really do.
I mean, I just really like the Shakespeare ones. People are really not happy with the idea of Shakespeare actually existing. There are
'Cause
a
we can't believe
lot-
one man wrote all these stories.
Yeah, but then there's also
Like Stephen
um,
King.
yeah. But then there's also people who think Shakespeare never existed. And then there's people who think that Shakespeare didn't actually write any of his stuff, he just stole it. And then there are people who think that Shakespeare was just a front for a higher up guy who, like, you couldn't write if you were an earl. It wasn't seen as, like, manly or whatever. So then there's that theory. I think that movie Anonymous goes on that.
Yeah, that's what that covers. I know that one. I don't know. It's like that's one of those theories. I do think he was a real person who wrote all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think he just knew how to write for the people. That's what he wrote for. He just knew how to write for the crowd.
Okay. Also, the whole Elizabeth slept with
Her son brother.
with Shakespeare. Elizabeth was born in 1533. She was 31 years old when William Shakespeare was born / baptized.
Literally robbing the cradle.
So let's hypothetically say that Shakespeare was, I don't know, like 20. That means she would have been 50. Like, she invented the cougar persona. Yeah.
The Grey Panthers.
Do you think Shakespeare was really balding like that, or do you think he just like plucked his hairline like?
Do you think he really wore one of those like neck cones all the time, or is it just for the time?
I don't think it was all the time. I think
he had his testicles removed, so just to keep him from.
He married
It is fascinating to see like multiple forms of media showing Shakespeare as like this really young, attractive guy, like the show Will, and even Doctor Who did it, and Shakespeare
I'm totally
Love.
okay with those depictions of William Shakespeare.
It's just funny because the always iconic one you always had in your mind was like the balding with the huge neck.
How old would you say he
and
was?
The mustache. What?
In those portraits, how old would you think?
I mean, he looks like he'd be in his 40s.
Bill Shakespeare.
He looks like a guy who's living in his mom's basement.
I'd say mid-30s.
I mean, I can't guess exactly, but he died when he was just 52. Also, have you ever noticed he has an earring in his portraits? I used to make fun of whenever I saw something.
Oh, he's so hip.
Whenever I saw something of in like the Tudors or anything Shakespearean or Elizabethan, and I saw a man wearing an earring, I would get annoyed at it because I'm like, that can't be accurate. But then there's old Bill Shakespeare.
Well, he's one of those playwright people.
Yeah.
Which side is it on?
You know, I was going to make that comment, but I feel like we're not allowed to make that comment. Like, that could be offensive.
Okay.
Is it offensive?
I don't know.
Guys, we don't mean to be.
I think it might be.
I think we're just oblivious, so we don't know.
We love and accept all people.
Except me.
Except Garrett.
Garrett, you still here?
Garrett's our favorite.
I checked out about 20 minutes ago. I came back after having a sandwich.
I checked out like 4 martinis ago. So that's Bill Shakespeare and his secret love affair with his mother / queen / sister-in-law. I don't even know anymore.
All while being raised by her Weekend at Bernie's mother.
Well, so we're talking about why we think these conspiracy theories back then might be made or might be a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think it could be to discredit these people?
Yeah. Excuse me. I think it had absolutely
a lot
everything to do with sexism.
I think like all
didn't
the
like
Anne
women in
Boleyn
power.
stuff, I think was just to
Oh,
bash her name.
a million times yes, and because Elizabeth was her daughter, also yes, and
Yeah.
because she was a Protestant, and I think most
she
of
was
it
third
was
in line
sexist.
for the throne.
Yeah.
Like that's
She
the
shouldn't-
funniest
it's
thing I always think
crazy.
about is we always talk about that when we were talking about his kids. How it's actually kind of impressive that all 3 of his living children actually got to be on the throne at some point.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, guys, I've been waiting to talk about this with you.
Okay.
I started reading a book called
Okay.
The Other Tudors, The Mistresses and Bastards of Henry VIII.
That sounds super interesting.
Oh my God, guys.
Are there conspiracies about it?
This book.
One of them is really a Baratheon.
Guys, this book completely changes my perspective on Henry VIII, and I'm not being dramatic.
In a good way or a bad way?
And I have to really think about Henry VIII now, because, so she's okay. So the author is Philippa Jones. She's a British curator, historian, and author, and she wrote this book. So You know how he acknowledged his son Henry Fitzroy, but his bastard by Bessie Blount? Smell like a bastard today. He acknowledged him. Bessie Blount was the only woman who gave birth to a child who wasn't married. So he was forced to acknowledge him because every other mistress he slept with, he made sure they were married off. So when they had children, they took the father's name. He had dozens of children, guys.
And they all thought the earth was flat.
I don't even care. It completely changes my perspective on Henry VIII. He had a lot. Like, for example, there was a potential bastard of his who would have been the half-sister of Elizabeth and Mary. When Mary put Elizabeth in the Tower in the 1540s, 1550s, their half-sister went with her. And it was because it was somebody that Elizabeth would trust and Mary would trust. Then there were 3 potential bastard sons of Henry VIII who served in Elizabeth's court, who all got in trouble for things that should have sent them to the block, yet Elizabeth pardoned them. There was 0 reason for pardoning them other than blood relation.
So there's way more, like, there could be a lot of, like, Henry VIII bloodline still out there.
One of them is related to a fucking dentist in Essex.
Huh.
Like, you guys really don't understand. This is...
I'd be really scared to go
I've
to
been
him
thinking
as a
about this
dentist now.
for 2 weeks.
I'd like to imagine his progeny saying, you know, I want to be king, or I want to serve in court, and then that guy's saying, I want to be a dentist. It's a little early for Christmas, but I think I'd throw a Rudolph reference in there.
Yeah, this book changes my life. I can't.
That's cool stuff. Do you think we could do a whole episode on that?
Fucking yes, we can.
All about the bastards.
I will just talk about... I will solely dedicate an episode to this book. It is...
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about this to this dentist.
Oh, can we get... Hey, if you're a dentist in Essex, or if you live in Essex and have a dentist, ask him if he's related to Henry Tudor, and then could you please have him call us? Reach out to me on Facebook.
I
give you my
appreciate
phone
it.
number. I'd probably
and also,
give him...
what are your
I'd
rates? I have some cavities that need to get filled.
Does
Guys,
this look infected to you?
seriously. I don't know.
No, like just you introducing that book and all the things that you learned about it, like it sounds super cool, and that's something that I'd really be interested in.
Yeah.
For mistresses, all of his side pieces, all of his little bastards.
I'm reading reviews, and a couple of them are like pretty bad, and they think it's like spotty research, but I think you can find that about any I think you can find that about any history book. So what I'm going to do is just dig a little bit more into these people, but it's just like, can you imagine Henry's quest to have a son, a legitimate son, but then he actually had like at least 5 of them by mistresses? It like almost now his craziness over it being Anne's fault or it being Anne's fault. Like
Basically just Anne's fault.
it all makes sense to me now. And it's not like he couldn't get Catherine pregnant. They had a lot of pregnancies that they couldn't carry to term for some reason. But his other mistresses carried to term.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying it is Catherine's fault, but like this just gives me so much more to think about, because I used to think it was something genetic in Henry, because Catherine Parr had a son after she was married to Henry, and Catherine of Aragon could get pregnant. It's just like I have been thinking about this for 2 weeks. It is blowing my mind. Like, I know you guys don't care as much as I do, but that's the point of this podcast. You listen to me care a lot. So, wanted to share that. The Other Tudors. Check it out. I'm excited to finish it.
Cool.
What's he doing? Is he playing with that foot thing again? He's so cute. Anyway, that's it. I'm done.
All right.
Or
Good
am
stuff,
I?
Em.
Do 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 do.
About your A game.
I love it. I'm gonna do that for the rest of my life.
Oh my God.
Jeff's gonna hate it.
Yep.
Oh, they're playing with cats.
No, we're not.
What are you doing?
We're talking.
What are you doing?
Were you playing with your cats?
Well, we were talking about him like 5 minutes ago.
It wasn't 5 minutes ago.
It was like 30 seconds ago.
Anyway.
Anyway, we're done.
Okay.
So, guys.
Emily,
Yeah.
how can these people find us?
Facebook, Twitter. Find us on Facebook at Tudor. I
Do
Hardly
it
Know Her.
now.
Do it now. Do it. Find us on Facebook at Tudor. I Hardly Know Her. Find us on Twitter at Tudor Know Her. And message with us and chat with us. And
We've been getting a lot of fun messages. I saw one today that I liked.
what was it?
The poem one.
Oh
where
my
she's going
God.
through the
I
ABCs.
want to read that. I want to read that. I want to read that.
The ABCs of Henry VIII.
Yeah. So there's a Twitter account I follow called Henry VIII, and apparently the guy published a book, and it's super goofy and super fun. And one of our listeners sent me a poem that's in the book, and I'm going to read it to you. So, Bronwyn, thank you for sending it to me. God, I hope I said your name right. I think I fucked it up once before. Okay. These are the ABCs according to Henry VIII / a poem. A is for annulment, I awarded myself. B is for Boleyn, whose head's on my shelf. C is for Cromwell, who's no longer healthy. D is for dissolution, which made me quite wealthy. E is for Elizabeth, my odd second daughter. F is my face that gets hotter and hotter. G is for Greensleeves, I wrote it to get tail. H is for heir, also see male. I is a pronoun of glory and grace. J is the joust where a lance smashed my face. K is for Catherine, a name I wed thrice. K is also for king, and that's me, and that's nice. L is for love, which left my heart bleeding. M's for male, which my dynasty's needing. N is for none such a palace I built. O is for obesity, for I eat at full tilt. P is for popes, those wrinkly old pricks. Q is for the queen, I've had 5 or 6. R is for Rex, that's Latin for king. S is for Spain, a great ugly thing. T's Tudorlicious, a word I just quilled. T's also for tower, where traitors are killed. U is the union twixt a man and his wives. V's for vile tarts who ruin our lives. W is Wolsey, scoundrel and rapist. X crosses itself and is probably papist. Y is for the Ippocras, I drink with my meat. Z is for zebra, which I'd quite like to eat. So that one is from
That was
the
cute.
book.
That was really cute.
That one's from the
That was
book
great.
Monarch of Your Bedchamber. Henry VIII's long-awaited and extremely helpful guide to relationships, sex, wooing, marriage, mistresses, divorce, beheading, a bit more sex, and full metal cod pieces.
This sounds like something we would have made up on the show.
I know, right? So thank you for sending that to us. We loved it. You guys keep getting in touch with us on Facebook. Send us stuff like that. We'll holler at you on the podcast. And then
Also,
I feel like there was something I wanted to ask our listeners.
Also, make sure you go on iTunes iTunes or whatever podcast service you use and leave us reviews.
Yes, please.
Write something nice.
Yeah, do that. Also,
Yeah.
I'm just curious. Do you guys have, not Jeff and Garrett, but our listeners, do you guys have a favorite episode? Is there one that like just had you rolling, or one that you thought was especially interesting? Let me know. I was just thinking about that today.
Yeah, we've had a lot now. This is episode 38 going out.
Yeah, it's crazy. So let us know if you've had any favorites and tell us on Twitter or Facebook, guys.
Yeah.
And I think that's it for today.
All right. Any other housekeeping you want to do, Emily, or anything else?
No, we still don't know
No.
what we'll be doing for next episode, so we'll
Yeah.
see. It'll be a surprise, I guess.
Yeah. So
All right.
until next time.
Until
Next
next
time.
time.
Divorce, beheaded, died. Divorce, beheaded, survived.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Goodbye.